Hello, good morning, everyone. I'm again your teacher for today, Teacher Shelly, for our week 53rd, day 1 of our Maritime English lesson, no? So our topic for today will be all about blackout. Okay. Blackout is also an important topic with regards to our emergency drill on board. All right. So for our part one, this will be all about uh, uh, different scenarios. Actually, not scenario. Different situations. Anyway, sorry, it's the same, no? Different um, things to do during blackout. Okay? So, our agenda for today will be, wait, okay, will be ship systems affected by blackout. Okay? And then, what will be our roles, no, and our responsibilities to do during blackout? What is our initial response to that? Okay? When that happens on board. And another is what will be our safety precautions to do in order for us to be safe and in order for us to be aware of what to do during blackout situations. Okay? So for the introduction of our blackout emergency topic, it's going to be how or what is our objective, okay, as a crew member. One, of course, for the crew to learn and be able to understand what a blackout is all about when it comes to maritime industry. Okay? And then we have to have an objective on how are we going to identify the common causes of blackout on board and also recognizing the effects of it, the risk, okay, of it. And then how are we going to appreciate the importance of doing the blackout emergency drills. Okay, you have to learn how to use correctly the different maritime English terms or words which is related to blackout emergencies. Okay, now what do we mean by blackout? Okay, black from the word black, it's dark, right? Dark. That's why it's black. And then, meaning a blackout situation where a ship experiences a total loss of electrical power. Total loss. Meaning it's dark, it's blackout, no power, no electricity. Okay? So, that means your main or our main generators already stop supplying electricity. That's why it causes it causes uh, shutdown to our essential systems. Okay? Now, during blackout situation on board, It also means that there's a vessel temporary loss of normal operations. Because how can you operate if you do not have electricity? You do not have power. Okay? It's total blackout. So how can you resume with the normal operations? Right? And until this backup power is restored, that is the time you can resume with your operations. Okay? Now, so when there's blackout, of course there are common causes. Number one cause, generator failure. Okay? Generator failure such as mechanical or electrical fault, right? That's one common cause. Second, fuel issues. These fuel related problems includes fuel contamination sometimes or fuel shortage. Okay? So that is the second common cause. Aside from generator failure, second is fuel issues. And thirdly, human error. Okay? Why we say human error? It's because sometimes there's an incorrect operation. That's why it causes blackout. There's a poor maintenance of the machineries. Okay? And another, sometimes wrong switchboard handling. Okay? So this causes generator failure, fuel issues, and the human error. It highlights the importance of improper training and irregular equipment check up. Okay? That is the reason why there's blackout. Okay? There's an improper training and irregular checkup of the machineries. Okay. As I said, once there is a total blackout, operations or the normal operations is affected. Okay? And it may result to one loss of propulsion. When we say propulsion, the forward and the backward movement of the ship. So, if there is a blackout, of course, how can you operate? How can the movement of the ship be functional? Okay, so that's uh, one way that is affected, the loss of propulsion. Next is the loss of steering control. Okay, loss of steering control. Of course, there will be a difficulty in maneuvering the ship or the vessel. And another that is affected is the loss of lighting. Of course, there's a blackout, meaning there's no electricity, no power. Affected also is the lighting. Of course, it reduces the visibility inside and outside of the ship. Okay? So, here, these effects, okay, the loss of propulsion, the loss of steering control, the loss of lighting, okay, these effects can make the ship vulnerable, okay, especially in busy or dangerous waters. It is dangerous. Okay? Now, with the safety, okay, and the risk factors, okay, it when there is a blackout, of course, the risk factors and your safety is at stake. One risk is collision. Okay? Earlier, I said the movement, the loss of propulsion of the ship is affected. So, the risk is collision. Collision with other vessels due to loss of control, right? Okay. Another is grounding, especially in shallow waters, no? Near the coastal lines, no? It's also affected. And fire hazards. Of course, when there is a blackout, electrical faults sometimes is affected and it's too risky. It may cause fire, okay? Or maybe sometimes there's an emergency equipment malfunction. So a quick response to all of this, okay, and a clear communication, okay, are essential to minimize this collision, the grounding, and fire hazards. So your quick response and clear communication is important or are essentials. Okay? Now, why are we doing blackout emergency drills? Alright. The importance of this is of course to improve the crew coordination and teamwork. Okay? It prepares the crew to respond calmly and correctly during blackout. So it helps, no? It helps meaning I mean emergency blackout drills are important to make sure that everyone knows their assigned duties. Okay? And it reduces panic and confusion during what if for real emergencies. Okay? So, the importance of blackout emergency drills is really basically to improve our confidence to on how to do the proper way during real emergency situations. That's why we conduct these blackout emergency drills, right? Now, the second part is ship system. Why it is important during blackout? Okay, why is it affected? I mean, okay, the main power system supplies the electricity or the electrical energy to all shipboard equipment. Radar, EGDs, your computers, everything. Okay? That is affected. The main power system. Because here, this main power system, it supplies electrical energy to all the shipboard equipment. That is for the normal operations, no? And main power system also includes like your generators, your main switchboard, your distribution panels, and the electrical circuits of the vessel. So, When the main power system fails, the ship experiences a blackout. Only emergency systems may continue to operate. Okay? If, again, the main power system is affected or if it fails, okay, the ship experiences a total blackout. And the only the only emergency systems is the one that is giving electrical energy in order to operate, okay, but not in a normal way. All right. So, main generator, as I said, is the main operational system. The main generator produces electricity for the ship. As we all know, it's really the main generator while at sea or while in port. Okay? Now, its main generator powers essential system or systems such as the propulsion support, the movement, the forward and the backward movement, the navigation equipment, your radar, okay? Your at least everything inside the bridge, okay? And your lighting, of course. Accommodation services like your air conditioning units, okay, in your cabins, okay? So, a proper operation and maintenance of the main generator are critical to prevent power failure and blackout situations. Okay? So, main generator is very important. Okay. Normally, emergency generator provides electrical power when when the main generator or when the main power system fails. Again, emergency generator provides electrical power when the main power system fails. Okay. Its purpose is to supply power to critical safety systems like your emergency lighting, okay? Your navigation aids and your communication equipment, your radios, your satellites, okay? So, normally, generator is located just above the main deck. It should be away from the engine room. Okay? Always remember that. To ensure or to make sure that emergency generator remains operational during emergencies. That's why it's located above the main deck, away from the engine room. Okay, we'll talk about switchboards. This is the main switchboard. It distributes power from the main generators to all ships system. Of course, for normal operations. And when we say emergency switchboard, which is this one, it distributes power from the emergency generator to the essential equipment only during blackout. Okay? It transfers or it automatically or manually transfers power from the main switchboard to emergency switchboard. Okay? Navigational aids. These are the basic or the first that is affected during blackout. Your radar. How can you operate if there's a blackout and your radar is not functioning? Since radar helps detect nearby vessels and obstacles. Okay? Another equipment, navigational equipment that is affected by blackout, your ECDIS, used for electronic chart navigation. Okay? Another, your gyro compass. This gyro compass provides accurate heading information. So once there's a blackout, these main navigational aids, radar, ECDIS, and gyro compass, is affected. Alright? Okay. So once it is affected, your internal and external communication systems are also affected. It includes the engine and the telephone rooms. The engine and the telephones are affected, and your PA, your public address systems are affected. Internal, while your external communications, such as the ones you're using outside, like your VHF radios, your GMDSS equipment are affected. So emergency powers, okay, it makes sure it ensures that these essential communication tools or systems remains operational. It should be, okay, during blackout conditions. Because these are all important. Your communication systems are important. Next is your lighting systems is affected. So your normal lighting change to emergency lighting. Now this normal lighting, it depends on the main power supply. And this one is lost during blackout. Your normal lighting. Your emergency lighting automatically activates, okay, using emergency power. It activates once there's a blackout or sometimes it is battery operated. This emergency lighting are installed, okay, in areas or in critical areas such as the corridors, the stairs, the engine room exits, your master stations, okay, to make sure the crew is safe and they have this proper lighting in case of emergency. Okay? Okay. So, as a crew, we have our roles, we have our responsibilities during blackout on board. The chain of command should be followed during blackout. Okay? It must be strictly followed. The chain of command to maintain our safety, to maintain the orderliness of the crew during blackout situations. So, a clear authority ensures a quick decision making to prevent confusion. Okay? And all the crew members must know who gives orders and who reports to whom. That's why chain of command during emergency is important. Okay? One, your master, your captain. Since we always say that master or the master has the overall command of the ship during a blackout, okay, his responsibility includes assessing the situation and the level of risk. He makes sure that the safety of the ship, the crew, and the environment is not not in danger, and he can only or he is the only person that can clearly give clear instructions to the officers and to the rest of the crew. And then communicating with external authorities is also one of his responsibility. Okay? So here, the master remains on the bridge and maintains a full situational awareness. Okay? So, master, the master has a very big responsibility, not not just in blackout emergency situations, but in all aspects. Okay? Next, for the chief engineers. Okay. So this is the chain of command to follow. So chief engineers is responsible for restoring power and also manages the engine department. So the chief engineers is the one responsible on how to identify the cause of blackout. He supervise the he supervises the engine room personnel course. So restarting the generators and restoring the electrical power is one of his big responsibility. And from there, he reports the progress to the bridge. The close coordination between the master and the chief engineer is essential in this situation. Okay? We'll go to the officer of the watch, the OOW. He plays also a critical role during a blackout, especially if it is especially if it occurs while underway. His his one of his responsibility is to maintain the situation uh or maintain the awareness uh of the persons or of the crew on the bridge. Okay? And he monitors the traffic and ship position. Using emergency navigation equipment is if it is available, he can do that. Okay? Emergency navigation equipment. He can use that. And also immediate reporting to the master of the blackout situation is his one of responsible. He is the one responsible to that. So OOW or the officer of the watch ensures the safety until full command is assumed by the master. Okay, so let's go to the engine room personnel. Well, basically, the engine room personnel are the ones who assist to the chief engineer. How? They check the generators, the switchboards, and the fuel systems. They also monitor the engine room conditions. And also, they follow emergency procedures, of course, and the instructions from their chief engineer. Okay? And also, they report the technical, the technical aspects here. Okay? So, what is the reason why there's a malfunction of the engines or anything that causes the blackout? Okay? They report to the chief engineer. Okay? So their quick response helps, of course, minimize the blackout duration. Alright? Next. So if the engine crew has their responsibility, also the deck crew has duties. Alright. So deck crew's responsibilities during blackout, one is to secure the deck and the cargo areas. And then also standing by at emergency stations. They assist if you are in a passenger ship, they assist the passengers, okay? And the other crew if needed. And then checking the emergency lighting and other safety equipments. That's also part of their duties, the deck crew duties. Basically, the deck crew help ensure order and prevent secondary accidents. That's why one of their one of their responsibility is to make sure that everyone on board is safe during blackout. They assist, no? They assist in making sure that everyone on board are safe. Okay. The importance of clear communication. Why it is vital. During a blackout, the communication must be uh, open, no? Must be open. Meaning there should be a clear communication internally, externally. Okay. When you say internally, just between the crew, you have to use standard maritime English phrases. You have to speak clearly and calmly. Okay? You confirm messages uh, uh through or by following the chain of command. Okay? So a good communication ensures the condition or a good communication ensures coordinated action between the bridge, the engine room, and the deck. Okay? That's why it is vital. It is important to have a clear communication. Okay. So, during blackout, we have our initial response to that. Now, how are we going to recognize when there's a blackout? There's a sudden loss of electrical power on board. Okay. That's one way, That's one way to recognize a blackout. There is a sudden loss of electrical power. Of course, it indicates loss of lighting, the shutdown of the navigation systems or equipment, the machinery stops, no? And worst, the alarm sounds and then it shuts also. Okay? That's how are we going to recognize a blackout situation. Now, early detection to that or early recognition to that, it allows the crew to respond quickly, right? And and through that, it reduces the risks, okay? And then once you already recognize that there's a blackout situation, number one to think is the safety of everybody, okay, including yourself. And also, you have to think also of the ship operations, no? Because if there's something wrong, or if you were able to recognize that there's a blackout situation, of course, as I said, the loss of propulsion is affected. So you have to have a safe ship operations. All right? Okay, sounding the alarm. So once a blackout is confirmed, the alarm must be sounded immediately to alert all crew members. Okay? The alarm here informs the personnel to proceed to their emergency stations, like the muster station. And then from there, you have to follow the blackout of procedures. Mm. So a prompt alarm activation ensures coordination and prevent confusion during initial moments of emergency. Okay? Now, what will be our immediate safety actions after the alarm? Okay. One, one way or one action to do. You have to reduce the speed or you stop the vessel if possible. Alright? You have to maintain the lookout and the situational awareness. Your situational awareness. You secure the machinery and the equipment. And then lastly, to prevent collision or grounding, you have to alarm the sound. That is one of the safety actions must do that you must do. These actions, okay, these actions help stabilize the situation while the power is being restored. Immediate safety actions. All right. I mentioned earlier emergency generator. Okay. The reason why it's called emergency generator is that it should start automatically during a blackout. Okay? Now, if in case it does not automatically starts, it must be started manually by the authorized engine room personnel only. So, once it's already running, it supplies power to the essential systems. Like, number one is your lighting, emergency lighting. Secondly, your navigation aids and your communication equipment, internally and externally. That is why it's called emergency generator because once the main generator malfunction, this emergency generator should start automatically during blackout. And if in case, as I said, if it does not function right away, you can do that manually, provided that it should be done by an authorized engine room personnel. Okay. With the emergency power available, priority is given to restoring your emergency lighting. That is the priority. There should be light. Next is your navigation and communication equipment. That's the second. And then third, your steering and control systems. This is very important. This is used for maneuvering, right? Your control systems. So the restoration, okay, the restoration of these essential services, okay, you have to have priorities. First is your lighting. Next is your navigation and communication equipment. And then the steering and control systems. Okay? That is the proper way in restoring or prioritizing which one should be activated first. All right? So, bridge engine room communication is essential. So, there should be a continuous communication between the bridge and the engine room during blackout. That is essential and it's critical because the bridge provides, okay, operational requirement, okay? And then the engine room here reports it to the technical department, okay? The status, the progress. So communication between the bridge and the engine room should be clear. It should be concise. Okay? So there should be a regular updates. Of course, to have a proper coordination of both departments or teams. Okay? To act in order to have a proper uh, progress or coordination of the situation. Okay? Engine and the bridge department. So in reporting the situation, okay, during blackout, there's a standard format to follow in order to have, in order to avoid misunderstanding. So first is what happened, okay? What happened? The blackout occurrence. What happened? You have to describe what happened. What is the cause? And then you have to have an update. What is the current status? Okay, what is the update? The progress. Thirdly, what did you do? What are the actions taken? And lastly, what is the estimated time for restoration? The time the power is restored. You have to include that in your report. Again, what happened? What is the current status? What are the actions taken? What time is the estimated restoration of the situation? So, there are safety precautions during blackout. One is to have a top priority. The personal safety will be our priority, top priority. We have to be calm. We have to be very careful. We have to avoid unnecessary movement. Okay? Have to be calm. Do not panic. You have to be very careful and avoid unnecessary movement because it's dark. That's because we have a total blackout. So our personal safety is our top priority. You have to wear a proper footwear. You have to wear your protective personal equipment. Should be we should be worn at all times to prevent slips, strips, falls. Okay? You have to do that. And then also fire risk awareness. Okay? Once there's a blackout, there are risk factors or fire risk. Okay? Because sometimes the blackout is due to electrical faults. So there's sometimes overheating of equipment, there's an improper use of emergency power, All right. So there's a big chance of risk of fire. So crew members must remain alert for any smoke will appear, any unusual smell, or any unusual sparks. You have to be aware of all that. And your firefighting equipment should be readily available. Okay? For any signs of fire must be reported immediately. So basically, you have to be aware of what is happening in your surroundings if there is a blackout on board. All right. I mentioned the loss of propulsion earlier. So the movement of the forward and the backward movement is totally not functioning. Okay? During blackout. So there's a big chance of risk of collision. So here, the bridge team must take an immediate action by monitoring the traffic. You have to use your emergency navigational aids. Okay? So you have to display appropriate signals if required. Next is your communication with nearby vessels. Okay? Must be necessary to prevent accident, of course. So how are we going to maintain an effective lookout since this is essential during blackout conditions? All right. One is to have an additional lookouts. Maybe you can post to compensate uh to compensate for reducing the the to compensate to reduce visibility and equipment limitations. Okay? And then the visual and auditory observation of the lookout must be intensified to detect the nearby vessels, okay, or any hazards or any change in the environment. That is why the lookout must be very observant in this kind of situation. Okay? So, how are we going to use emergency lighting? Since this emergency lighting provides visibility in critical areas such as the escape routes, your stairways, your machinery spaces, or your master stations, no? How important is that? Okay. Crew members should rely only on installed emergency lighting, right? The stairs, okay? Your escape, your exit routes. Of course, to avoid personal light source unless authorized. Okay? So, making sure the batteries and the systems of these emergency lightings are conserved during during the daily the daily operation of the vessel. Okay, it should be conserved, the batteries of that emergency lightings. Okay? Yes. Our behavior during blackout is that is very important. We have to be calm. We have to we have to implement a strict discipline because it's very crucial during blackout. Crew members, no? Us, everyone must follow orders. Of course, to avoid panic and perform only your assigned tasks. You can only perform your assigned tasks. You have to be very calm and you have to have you have to have discipline. All right. In order to have an effective teamwork, of course, to prevent risks or further or future accidents. Okay. Oh wow, we're now in our question and answer part, no? So our number one question is, which of the following best describes a blackout on board a ship? So which one? It's A, B, C, or D. Alright, it's letter B. Blackout on board the ship is a total loss of electrical power affecting all ship systems. So which is not a common cause of shipboard blackout? Not a common cause of shipboard blackout. It's letter D. Calm sea conditions. It doesn't affect at all. It doesn't involve with our shipboard blackout. So what is the first action a crew member should take upon recognizing a blackout? What is your first action to do? You have two, A, B, C, or D. Letter A, you have to sound the alarm. If there's a, or if you were able to recognize a blackout, sound the alarm right away. So which ship system is prioritized for power restoration after a blackout? Yes, what is prioritized here? It's the emergency lighting, the navigation, and then the communication equipment. You have to do that. The prioritize emergency lighting first, and followed with navigation and communication equipment. Next, for number 5, who has the overall command of the ship during a blackout? Is it A, B, C, or D? Of course, it's letter C, the master. Always remember that. The master has the overall command of the ship during a blackout, not just during the blackout, in every step of the way of the vessel. So, which of the following is a primary responsibility of the chief engineer during a blackout? What is the chief engineer's primary responsibility? Restore the electrical power and supervising equipment, supervising engine room personnel. I'm sorry. Okay? That is the primary responsibility of the chief engineer. So why is clear communication especially important during a blackout? Why do we have to have a clear communication? Of course, to coordinate the crew with the crew to prevent accidents. And which of the following is a risk to safety during a blackout? What, which of the following is a risk to safety? Is it A, B, C, or D? Letter D. Collision with other vessels or grounding. That is a risk to safety during blackout. And deck crew duties during a blackout includes secure the deck and cargo, and then you check the emergency equipment. Okay, that is the primary duty of the deck True. And lastly, maintaining a calm and discipline during a blackout is important because A, B, C, or D. It's letter A. Maintaining calm and discipline during a blackout is important because panic hinders coordinated response. Yes, that's correct. So, oh yes, we're done with our lesson for part 1, and then we'll go to our part 2 for on Wednesday. Okay? So thank you everyone. I hope you had fun, or you were able to understand our topic for today about blackout. So I'll see you all on Wednesday for our day 2 of our week 53rd, and then the part 2 of our maritime English lesson, blackout emergency topic drill. Okay? Bye everyone. Have a good day. I'll see you all on Wednesday. Bye.